I am the villain, not the victim. I have been a victim in the past, and I don't care for that lifestyle. I refuse to allow things that have happened to me in my past to define or limit me. No, I am more than my past. I'm more than what I've been through. I choose myself. I do not choose victimhood. So if someone or something does not meet my standards, it doesn't get to stay in my life. And apparently that makes me a villain. But if being the good guy means I have to abandon myself in every situation and be everyone else's doormat, then I choose the bad guy every time. Because listen, everyone in this life has been or will go through some kind of trauma. That is just how it is. But it's how you bounce back from that that shows your true character. Just because you've been through shit doesn't mean that you need to put other people through shit. We've all got our own shit that we're wading through. So I can't stand a bully who bullies people for no reason, or a mean girl who has nothing nice to say about anyone ever and goes around being an absolute miserable kumquat to everyone that she interacts with. People who go through things and then put other people through things are weak. They're cowardly. They can't handle doing the hard inner work to see what's happened to them in the past and choose to be better than the people who wronged them. And those people who go around being bullies to people or the mean girls, I can't stand those people. So when I say villain, I basically just mean someone who has standards and boundaries and enforces those boundaries and cuts off anyone who disrespects them. Because apparently that makes you a villain. The true villains are the people who bully others who've done nothing wrong to them. The people who constantly lie and cheat and manipulate their way through life. Those people are the ones that are deplorable, loathsome creatures that I can't stand. But we are simply done being the good guy that gets trampled all over. Because with people like that, bullies, it doesn't matter how kind or quiet you are. It doesn't matter if you stay silent or speak up for yourself. It doesn't matter if you let them or if you get your lick back. It doesn't matter if you shine brightly or if you dim your light to make yourself seem less intimidating to weak, cowardly, immature people. Someone who is determined to misunderstand you will always find a problem with the person you are. And if they can't find one, they'll make one up. My personal favorite, and something I've been through many times. They don't actually have something bad to say about you, or you haven't actually wronged them in any real way. So then they make something up to try and make you look like the bad guy. Well, you know what? Go ahead. Haters gonna hate. Bitches gonna talk either way. But you know what? I'm done. I'm done trying to clear up rumors or clear my name to people who can't hold a candle to me on their best day. Yeah, no. We're not doing that anymore. So if that makes us the villain in their story, by all means, keep writing. Keep writing. I'd love to see what you make up next. I've had plenty of people all my life spread lies about me because they were intimidated. Intimidated by what? I was usually not sure at the time, but hindsight is 2020. They were intimidated by my confidence, my intelligence, my integrity, my beauty, my talent, my relationship with my family, my relationship with other people, friends, some guy I talked to. The list literally goes on. It goes on because you never know when you're just living your life and someone else is looking at that with jealousy. You don't even know what they're envious of. You're just doing you and they have a problem with it. And that is not a you problem, that is a them problem. They're the ones that need to go take a long, hard look in the mirror or go to some therapy and have help working through their issues. Because people who act like this at their big age, we are adults, baby. We're too old for this. People who act like that now in adulthood, it was never checked when they were younger. And by the time your brain is fully developed, that's just how you are. So you're gonna need help to get through stuff like that. But the people like that aren't even watching this video unless they're hate watching, which if you are, hey girl, hey, how's the view from over there? Even when I was a child, adults would bully me because they were still insecure. They were never checked when they were younger. They never worked through their own issues. They never went to therapy. They never bought a damn journal, wrote some shit out. And so here comes me one of the only kids who would stand up for herself and for others, which maybe wouldn't have been as big of a deal if I was a boy too, but because I was a girl and I was independent and confident and opinionated, outspoken, that was a problem. You have a problem with authority. You need to rein it in. You need to tone it down. You're too much. But if it was a boy, it would have been like, oh, boys will be boys. Oh, it's no problem. Oh, he's going to be a great leader someday. But when it's a girl, oh, she's hard to handle. She's really difficult to deal with. You might need to do something about that mouth on her. You should be quiet. Just sit there and look pretty. Be seen and not heard. No, that never resonated with me. I was never about to do that. And my mom can attest to that. And I'm so blessed to have had the mom I did, because I was already dealing with shit from the second I walked out the door. So I'm glad I didn't have to deal with shit like that when I was at home, just trying to be at peace. But if that was not your experience and you had to fight for yourself outside of the home and inside the home, I am really sorry about that. You didn't deserve to have to do that. And some people shouldn't be parents. But that's another topic for another day. But because I was this confident, beautiful, outspoken, opinionated Black girl, I was an easy scapegoat, especially when I grew up in mostly white spaces. So it was easy for adults and kids to just point the finger at me. Oh, the mean, bitchy, angry Black girl did it. No. But you know what? I'm used to being painted that way. Not saying it's right, but it's something I'm used to, and I don't even care anymore. And that's the thing about rumors too, is that people can say this, that, and the other about you. But the people who really know you and really love you, who don't have any secret animosity or aren't making up competitions with you in their head, those people will know fact from fiction. And those are the people that you keep in your corner. On a large scale that we're all familiar with, celebrities. We hear all kinds of things about celebrities that probably are not true, but they don't let it keep them from getting out of bed. They don't let it keep them from going after that next opportunity or starting that relationship or starting that business. Because if you did, you wouldn't get nothing done. If we didn't do anything every time somebody was upset with us, we wouldn't get nothing done. And that's why if you people please, you're doing such a disservice to yourself. Because every time you put someone else's wants and needs above your own, you're abandoning yourself and your inner child, and they don't feel safe. So we have to stop people pleasing. I have a very strong sense of justice. So I don't care who it is. They should be held accountable for their actions. We say that kids should be held accountable, but adults, it's not always that way, unfortunately. It's very frustrating and confusing when you're a child and you have teachers and coaches who say or do inappropriate things and never are held accountable, even when you do report it. It's happened to me. Yes, and if you're from my hometown watching this, yes, I remember. You may not, I always will. My experience as a Black biracial girl in small town Oklahoma growing up was not always good. That doesn't mean that everyone from my hometown is awful. That's not the case at all. But there are a select few people who have done some shady, inappropriate, racist shit, and it goes unchecked. But again, that's the world we live in. And these experiences were never easy, but they were certainly informative. So I went through a lot before I ever graduated high school that some people will never be able to relate to and never understand. And I'm sure you have experiences that are the same way. And so when someone lies about you, it bothers you. We're human. Of course it does. But you know who you are. I know who I am. And we're not going to let bullies and mean girls dictate our life and how we live it. And a lot of times the people who are so quick to blindly believe a heinous, ridiculous rumor about you believed it so easily because they wanted to believe that about you. Because you intimidate them or they're jealous of you in some way as well. Especially if you're conventionally attractive, if you're intelligent, if you have a lot going for you in life, please just accept that this is the way it is. And people love to tell women, oh, you're being conceited, not everybody's jealous of you. No, it's not everybody, but it's certainly some. And it does happen more often than you think. And sometimes it is the people close to you. So don't be afraid of being seen as the villain for simply protecting yourself. I'd rather stand up for myself and lose a few fake friends or acquaintances anyway than to let these people do what they're going to do and be taken advantage of time after time. And if you're a very forgiving, very loving person, this can be hard. If you are very empathetic, if you feel things very deeply, if you have a hard time figuring out when it's time to cut somebody off, to leave them in your past, that they can no longer be in your present, that's just a muscle you're going to have to strengthen. Because if you continue to allow the wrong people around you, you can put yourself in some dangerous situations, especially if jealousy is involved, because the people who you let in the closest have more influence on you than random acquaintances. And they know this. Not everyone wants to be a part of your inner circle for the right reasons. So just keep that in mind. And the people who are intimidated and jealous of you, that will never stop, because there will always be something about you that bothers someone else. And some people are so limited by their insecurities that they will be intimidated by you instead of inspired by you. Even if you have the best of intentions, even if you actively try to help them in some way, they may even think that, oh, like you think you're such a know-it-all and you're so much better than everyone else. No, you were just trying to help them or share some knowledge with them. But because they already put you on a pedestal, they already see themselves as below you. So anytime that you are trying to share something with them, they think that you're talking down to them. How do I know? I've been there. I've done that. You could talk until you're blue in the face, but you will never be able to control the way others see you. So if someone is determined to misunderstand you, they will. Nothing you can do or say will ever change that. The reason I made this video, the reason I made this channel and started sharing content like this was so that other people like me could watch my videos and know that they're not alone and that they're not wrong and they're not too much. You simply just are in the wrong space. Our environment plays a huge role in how we're perceived and our outlook on life. So it doesn't matter to me if you're 16 or 60, you can gain something from this video and from the other videos on my channel. We can all learn and grow together. Being the villain basically just means that you are done people pleasing. You're done self-sabotaging. You're done abandoning yourself just to keep other people comfortable. And you now are setting and enforcing boundaries. You have a certain standard for yourself in your life, and that is okay. Because when you don't have boundaries, you get taken advantage of. And while you may be a kind, loving, caring person who would never intentionally take advantage of someone else, not everyone else out there is like that. I grew up very naive and very trusting and very open with people. And I learned the hard way that I could not be that way. So when you enter your villain era, you're basically just deciding to have boundaries and to remove anyone that disrespects them, and that you no longer are choosing to be an easily manipulated people pleaser. There's nothing villainous or evil about that. But the people who are truly villainous and evil will hate that because they were benefiting from you not having any boundaries. They loved sucking all the life force out of you and you never saying no. They got so much out of that. But now that you're not going to do that anymore, how dare you? They're going to see it as a personal attack. So start saying no. You don't have to do anything huge. Just start saying no in a situation where maybe you would have said yes, even if you didn't feel like it. Don't. The people who truly love and care for you will understand and give you that time and space that you need, and they'll be there for you when you're ready to come hang out again. There's nothing villainous or evil about that, but we have been brainwashed to believe so. I'm going to give you a really easy example. Think of Maleficent. She was not born bad. She was ruthlessly betrayed by someone she loved, and that changed her forever. That experience pushed her over the edge. And then she became the villain in an attempt to protect herself from ever being taken advantage of like that again. So the next time you're being a villain, ask yourself, are you actually being evil? Or are you just no longer settling for the scraps that a life with no boundaries gets you. I truly hope that this video has helped you in some way. That is the reason I put out this content. That is why I do what I do. And if you've made it this far, please go ahead and give it a like, a comment, save it, share it with a friend who you think needs it. If you're ready to stop being a self-abandoning people pleaser, then you can go to the link in my description, go to my Stand store, and get my Dark and Divine, Dark Feminine Energy course. It will really help you with this. And something really exciting is that from now until July 13th, you can make payments on it instead of having to do it all in one lump sum. So yeah, yay! Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's helped you in some way. And YouTube thinks that you'll like this video next, so let's keep hanging out. I love you. Mwah. Bye.